Hello YouTube, how you doing? Deke Jackson here with I'm on my way busking, but it's a little bit wet at the moment, so I'm waiting out the shower, and I thought I would just make a little video because my 100 gigabytes of data I'm barely scratching the surface of my 100 gigabytes of data, so let's see if we can't put some of it to good use today. I haven't made many videos recently for a few reasons. First of all, I'm really bored with coronavirus and the endless sort of raking over the coals, the slight shifting of various governments' positions, and occasional announcements by the World Health Organization that we must all stay the course. We're not out of the woods yet. We must all pull together, and so on. And so it reminded me of a quote by J.G. Bennett, a philosopher, whose one of his idioms was "remain in hell without despair." When you're having a bad time, or you think that the life is bad, the world is bad, that you are trapped in circumstances which are, yeah, man, I am so I am sick of the sickness. Um, so remain in hell without despair. I I really do enjoy life. I'm not letting it get me down at all. Honestly, I'm not. Because it's not fucking dangerous. It really isn't dangerous. At least not in a grand scheme of things dangerous. It's not the Black Plague. It's not the Spanish flu. Will to win. Nice to see you. In fact, the dead are not piling up anywhere. And but believe me, they will. You ain't seen nothing yet. So remain in hell without despair, because your future is not as good as it used to be. And if you're struggling to enjoy yourself during this little entree, this interlude, what do they call overture? This is an overture, like the 1812 overture, but no cannons. The pandemic is going, I imagine it's going according to plan. Every time I hear about it, it sounds like it's going according to their plan. So we ain't seen nothing yet. This is just the overture. And I think one of the reasons I'm making this video is I would like to go on record and be a smug bastard in the future. I really would. I would like people to be able to look back on YouTube and go, that guy told us all about it. Look at that guy. He fucking nailed it. I really would. This is nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. If you don't like what's happening now, you sure ain't gonna like what happens next. Because they have only just started. And I'll tell you one of the things I have not enjoyed greatly about this. I mean, I like a good science fiction story. I loved Mad Cow Disease. I thoroughly enjoyed the space shuttles blowing up, tragic as they were. I really do. I like to be entertained by the spectacle, the drama. Yes, levels of stupidity are increasing exponentially, I would say. So I do like a good, human crises. There are 8 billion humans, nearly, on planet Earth. On every continent at the moment, our life expectancy and population are increasing. So don't bother me with your, oh no, there's this pandemic and it's killing people. Fuck off. There are more humans than there ever have been, and should be, in my opinion. So let me know when I have to breed with my sister. I'm not really fretting at the moment about humanity's prospects, However, on a personal note, some things have happened to me as a result of my stance and my position. And I don't want to bore you with my personal life, but I started to get blocked on Facebook, and people started to unsubscribe on YouTube because of my position on the coronavirus scamdemic. I could give a fuck, in fact I don't. However, then actual friends started to have issues with me for my Rude Health t-shirt and for my claiming that this isn't really a thing, it's not important, it's not very deadly, I don't give a fuck about it, and that sort of thing. And so it's a very polarizing thing, and you yourself may find yourself, now that the lines are being drawn, you may find yourself on the wrong side of a particular line, wherever you are, in whatever country you're in, whatever circumstances you have. And I'm somewhat disgusted at, genuinely disgusted at people. I don't make friends with assholes, so I hold my friends to, you know, high standards of intelligence and, you know, mental acumen. So to find out that actually some of my friends are total fucking morons was a bit disappointing. Because there are a few things in life that I enjoy, and having friends is one of them. So Yabu sucks. But it wouldn't be a principle if you just abandoned it. So I won't be abandoning my principles. We are being lied to. Of course there is a virus. Of course there's a virus. Nobody's disputing the virus. It's got nothing to do with 5G. David Icke is a fucking moron. And possibly was corralled into this debate just to make us, people like you and me who don't believe the hype, look like fucking morons. Which has quite successfully been done. As the phrases such as COVIDiot and anti-vaxxer are now used to demean and belittle people who wish only for their rights as individuals to be maintained. So I won't be abandoning my position or my principles for anyone, and no amount of criticism of my point of view by other fucking morons will sway me. The Great Reset. I'm glad you asked about the Great Reset. Let's deal with the lie first. The lie about the pandemic. I don't know what country you're in or how many people are dying there, but globally, the infection mortality rate is 0.1. That is slightly less or about the same as flu. It really is. And those are World Health Organization figures. And you can watch an interesting video on YouTube. I'll get the name of the guy later. He's some sort of Oxford, Cambridge Don. Yes, thinning the herd in many ways. The infection mortality rate shows that this is less dangerous or about as dangerous as the flu. But it's new, it's novel, and so these are not... a lot of people saying that these people would have died anyway, but in fact, because this is a novel virus, there is some new death associated with this. Just at the beginning, a spike, but now that's over because the most extreme strains have all died with the people carrying them in intensive care, and the asymptomatic, weak, mild strains that go unnoticed are spreading in the community. So we're leveling out to it being just another part of the flora and fauna of our life. It's no problem. Maybe you'll get the flu, maybe you'll get the corona, maybe you'll catch athlete's foot. Tough fucking shit. That's life. Alright? At no point ever has the global community indulged in such suicidal economic behavior over the prospect of a bad flu season. Never. And so one of the lies is, this is not that dangerous. It really isn't. No more dangerous than flu. Official World Health Organization figures. And so therefore the justification for taking control of all of our lives and destroying the economy doesn't exist. Which begs the question, why do it then? And the formula, this is one of my big problems, and you should mention this and tell people this as well. We don't give a fuck about people dying. The idea that we're doing this to protect people and save lives is obviously bullshit. Before coronavirus in this country, in Scotland, hundreds of people, old people, died every year because they were too afraid to turn their heating on. And now we've just gone trillions and trillions and trillions of pounds into debt to save some old people. We could have saved them. There were 4.5 million children in this country living in food poverty before coronavirus, suffering malnutrition, anxiety, getting poor educational outcomes. We could have saved them for much less than trillions and trillions. 2 million Africans die of diarrhea every year, blah, blah, blah. We could stop selling bombs. We could provide fresh water to, hundreds of millions of people all over. We don't give a fuck about people's lives. Really, the notion that that your government gives a fuck about a few elderly people, just so you know, demographically, it really is old people. Now, I did have it here. So just off the top of my head, a case fatality rate, not to be confused with infection mortality rate, but a case fatality rate per age group goes something like this. 0 to 19, your case fatality rate is 0.002. You're just not gonna die. In only the most extreme reactions that your body would have might you die. From 20 to 50, it's 0.02, and above 50, it's 0.3, and above 70, it's 2.3. It kills old people, just like the flu. So just to be clear, we don't give a fuck about those people. In fact, it's a good job we're not going to have to pay their pension, because there isn't any money. I'm just saying. All right, so the lie is, first of all, we don't give a fuck about people dying. Man, let me know when I have to breed with my sister. 8 billion people on the planet, millions of them dying from preventable disease and, poor social infrastructure. We could have done something about that. We don't give a fuck. The infection and case mortality rates are all as low as flu, so it's not actually dangerous. So fuck you all. All you people out there cowering in your houses and fucking tutting me as I sing about how it's less dangerous than the fucking flu. Fuck you all, you fucking sheep-like coward moron fucking twat fucks. I mean that most sincerely. Okay, so... Oh, Deke, well, if none of that's true, then Deke, what's really happening, Deke? You know so much, Deke. What's really happening? Well, I'll tell you what's happening. We're going to thin the herd. And it's called the Great Reset. You can read all about it on the World Economic Forum. You can just Google it. You'll find pictures of Prince Charles shaking the hands of some wanker who wrote all about it. The Great Reset. Let me just paint a picture of the Great Reset for you. Allegedly, green global policies of sustainability and renewal for the world and its people. The end of a fossil fuel driven economy and the drive towards the new brighter horizon of green sustainable economics and lifestyles. Except that's not going to happen. Because it can't happen. Because there's no such thing as green energy. The only green energy is energy you don't use. And we all know how Hawaiian we are for using energy. Yeah, green as in dollars. Except consumerism is going away as well in the way that you have enjoyed it. So the Great Reset will come as a shock to a lot of people. In the short term, let me paint you a picture of your experience in the West in the short term. Unemployment, poverty, food rationing, fascist government, continued restrictions and controls on your life, the end of freedom of movement, the introduction of certification by test or vaccine certificate for freedom of movement, increased social credit monitoring of your life, increased surveillance, and increasing social division in that if you don't comply, the people who are complying will be the first ones to tar and feather you. I swear, your worst enemy in the near future is not the government or the thin blue line or that, the SWAT team looking police force that your community acquired all of a sudden. No, it's your next door neighbor. They're the people who will grass you up for breaking the lockdown, not wearing the mask, and They are the first ones who will come round and request that you keep away from them if you haven't had the vaccine, followed by your employer. If you're lucky enough to have a job, or you just want to go and look at things in the shops in the near future, you will need to provide evidence of test or vaccination, even though, as I say previously, this is not fucking dangerous. So outside of the Western bubble, your experience will be somewhat like this. Famine, poverty, war, and any attempt for you to leave your uninhabitable and inhospitable, fascist, oppressed, fucking, catastrophically run down, impoverished nation. You'll come up against the razor wire and our giant wall of no, we can only take so many refugees. In essence, the developed world is going to starve on our 4K televisions, possibly in your lifetime. Maybe it'll take a little longer, but since 85% of the world's food is produced by fossil fuels, and we're not going to be using that anymore, 85% of the world's food is going away, not to be replaced by a Tesla combine harvester. Honestly, all that battery stuff, that's a fucking wet dream of Western consumers. What Western consumers dream of is, can I still have Christmas? Do I still get an iPhone? Can I still watch the sport on my television? Can I still drive my something or other to the drive-thru and get my something or other so that I can whack off to my life? Well, yes you can, for a little while is the answer. For the rest of the world, fuck you. We invented this crazy fucking Disney World, and we're going to enjoy it as long as possible. But we will enjoy it with limited freedoms and increasing oppression on our lives. So, and if you don't like that, if you don't like the idea of being micromanaged and controlled for the rest of your life by a giant technocratic fascist overlord that intrudes into every part of your life forever, making sure that you behave yourself exactly as the crowd of bovine sheep-like fucking morons are doing, well, what you going to do about it? Ineffective protest? Yeah, fancy some of that? Knock yourself out. Give it your best shot. You won't fucking win. In fact, I'll let you in on a little secret. The thinning of the herd? Necessary. The 8 billion people on planet Earth pouring more plastic into the oceans than there are fish, more forever chemicals into the soil than there is fucking, organic matter, more poison into our atmosphere that we breathe. Not good. Not good, people. And if I was sitting at the table with all the people who run the planet or own everything of importance and value and can pull those levers, I would be advising them to somehow, hey, maybe we could slow down on all of these useless, unnecessary mouths that shit out all the stuff that's poisoning our environment. That's right, that's us. And the poison and our environment are becoming more and more clear to the Queen, the Masons, the Rockaburgers, the Astrochilds. And they don't want it. They don't want plastic in their lobster. They don't want you shitting on their lawn. They don't want you farting in their air. So you are going away. Not you personally, but much of the 8 billion people. And like I said earlier, I'm only making this video so that some point in the future I can appear to be a smug bastard, because I can assure you it's baked in. I don't give a fuck if you believe it or not. It's a fact. It's a fact as, it's as close to the truth as you will get. We have reprocessed the atmosphere in a way which is about to be very, very bad for large mammals, and we're a large mammal. So strap yourself in, buckle up, it's going to be a hell of a ride. And if you're lucky enough not to see the worst of it and live out your life with an iPhone 27 and 4K virtual porn, woo, I'm happy for you, because that's my plan as well. Well, something like it. I plan to enjoy life, I really do. I'm not bothered about this science fiction unfolding spectacle. I don't give a fuck. The affairs of humans on this little rock in space are but a jot in the cosmic history. So what? So who gives a fuck? I'm just saying, that's literally why I'm making this video. Just saying, we fucked up. The Queen doesn't like it anymore. She's going to kill you, us, so that there's no more shit on her lawn, and she can enjoy a game of croquet, metaphorically speaking, with her other, well-to-do friends on planet Earth without us pissing in the water, shitting on the lawn, and farting in her air. So, for some people, the future may not be quite as enjoyable as it is for me. I live where the Queen comes on holiday. I'm all right, Jack. I am. I hope you're all right too. But if you're not, tough shit. And like I said, if you don't like any of this, I suggest you whip it out and do what you're gonna do. But you won't win. The steamroller of change is inevitable. It's not only inevitable, it's desirable. The way we did things was not a good idea, and it's going away. If you're lucky enough to live or find yourself living in a solar-powered Disneyland with the PlayStation 7 and, some donuts in the near future, woo! You fucking lucked out, man, because most of the population will be dying slowly on your screens. Something to look forward to there. So, have fun. Change is inevitable. Do you know what? We're lucky that we weren't hit by a rock from space or the Yellowstone supervolcano went off, because then we really have nobody to blame and nobody to rail against, and we would have little to complain or to, there wouldn't be a bone to chew on, would there? If Yellowstone or a rock from space hit the planet, we would just have to suck it up and go, shit happens. Which would, possibly be, you might find that more comforting than the thought that you're impotent and powerless to stop the people who own and control everything of importance and value on this planet doing whatever the fuck they want to you. That's right. Suck it up. You can't do diddly squat. And if you could, they'd get rid of you. So, enjoy yourself, whatever it is. Honestly, I extol and urge you, have a fucking good time. I know I'm going to. See you next time.